So now we're going to deal with somebody who had one of the most amazing careers as a player of anyone in early jazz. We do know that he was a Creole. We do know that although his name is spelled Kepperd, I believe, Keppard, because it is French, it is Keppard. So Freddie, we just call him Freddie, okay? Freddie organized the Olympia Orchestra somewhere around 1905. So this guy's out here playing and organizing his own groups very, very early in this process. Storyville has been open now for about 15 years, but he's getting into it in the middle of the heyday of Storyville and all that. His Olympia Orchestra was a Creole band, so they were expected to play polite music for the Creoles, who were upper crust. And they also had to play the down and dirty stuff for everybody else. So they had a very, very wide range of abilities in terms of their repertoire and the styles that they could play. It was said that he had marvelous technique and perhaps the sweetest sound on the cornet that anyone ever heard. Most people, including Lil Hardin Armstrong, said that his sound was more beautiful than even that of Louis Armstrong. Now, after leaving the Olympia, or at some time in the process of being in the Olympia for a while, he joined the Eagle Band. That had been the band that was led by Buddy Bolden. But Buddy became sick, mental illness, had alcoholism, everything else, and had to be confined to an institution. So Freddie Keppard, he stepped in and became the lead trumpet in the Eagle Band. And as such, he became the second Jazz King, best horn player in New Orleans. He took that title from Buddy Bolden. He stayed in that band for a while, and then he played in the Magnolia Orchestra, which included another young cornet player who was his understudy. I think that guy's name was Joe Oliver, who was not yet king because Freddie was king. Joe was playing second cornet back in those days, and Freddie continued to dominate the scene. Somewhere around 1915, wherever, 1914, he got an opportunity to go out west and join the original Creole Orchestra, which means he was one of the first New Orleans musicians to take this wonderful music outside New Orleans and take it to the West Coast. That was Freddie Keppard who did that. By 1917, he's in Chicago, and he is playing there, and it's at that point that he meets Joe Oliver, and they have this little trumpet battle, and most people say that Joe played louder and so and nastier, so he won, and so Joe became the king and took the title from Freddie. Others say no one could ever take a title from Freddie, so that's still in dispute. But history says it was King Oliver, and we're going to go with what history said. At any rate, Freddie continued to play and was very, very successful. He actually met Louis Armstrong and never had a chance to do the little battle or have any exchange, because it is reputed that on the night he met Louis Armstrong, he had his eye on a young lady who had his eye on him, and let's just say if it came to staring in Louis Armstrong's face or staring into that young lady's face, well, the young lady won. And Freddie and Louis never really had any camaraderie after that. He continued to have a very long career playing in New York and everywhere else, so we could say he was the first ambassador of jazz from the city of New Orleans. Not enough can be said about him, but there's one point I want to make. There are no recordings of Buddy Bolden. But most people will tell you that if you want to get a taste of what Buddy Bolden might have sounded like, the best way to do that is to listen to the recordings that Freddie made in around 1920, because that is as close to the style and sound that Buddy Bolden would have made as we have any record of. So once again, the legendary Mr. Freddie Keppard, the ambassador of this great music all around this country. Thank you, Freddie, for taking your show on the road. And thank you for listening.